Hey guys, it's John here, and I'm doing a quick thread response video to Chris, Vinyl Guy Blues from I think Alberta, Canada, and he runs a great channel, just shows blues stuff. He does some live streams every now and then where he just spinning blues in the background. And Chris runs a great channel, so if you're into the blues, definitely check him out, Vinyl Guy Blues. And his thread was yesterday was Leadbelly's birthday, so he said pick 5 cover versions of Leadbelly tunes. And Leadbelly was, I guess, kind of a bluesman, a songster. He's basically a walking song library, and he wrote a lot of songs. He took traditional songs, he took work songs, you know, he borrowed, he stole, who knows what he did. But I'll show some Leadbelly records, and this is the legendary Leadbelly, and these are all comps because Leadbelly died in like 49 or somewhere around there. It doesn't say. Oh, Leadbelly died in 1941. Oh wow, glad I found that. And he died a pauper. And so a lot of people made money off of Leadbelly, but not him. This is on Everest Records, just a folk thing, but just a bunch of his big songs on here. And then, oh, this is the very first Leadbelly record I ever bought. I was a little kid, maybe 15, 14, and, you know, into Led Zeppelin stuff. So I bought Robert Johnson, the Robert Johnson Columbia record, you know, the first one. And I had the Best of Muddy Waters, the dark cover. And then I bought, this may very well be the third blues record I bought. I bought this Leadbelly record. And it's not Leadbelly. This is a soundtrack to the movie Leadbelly. And the music is done by like the actor or just some studio guys. And then the actor lip-synced it in the film. It's a terrible movie. And it's probably a terrible record. Now I'm looking at it. It actually has Brownie McGhee and Sonny Terry on a couple of tracks here. But at least I learned the songs when I was a kid, like Rock On Line, Goodnight Irene, Midnight Special. So I learned the songs, but a terrible record, and I was a kid, so I didn't know. But this is probably like one of those $3.99s or whatever. But anyway, here's another Leadbelly comp on Columbia, and just some. Yeah, it's got some good tunes in here. I can't say I break these out too often. Here's another Leadbelly. This is on the Everest label. These folk, like cheap folkways. You get a lot of good stuff on these, though. And my last one is Leadbelly. This one's got Josh White and Sonny Terry. And this one's the legendary, the Legend of Leadbelly. And that's also, I think, on the Everest label. And I have these are kind of cool. I found these are like children's records, 10 inches. I think they're on 33. They're not 78s. And This Land Is Your Land. This is volume 3. It's basically kid songs. This is American work songs, this one. But it's got Leadbelly doing Haul Away Joe and Old Man, which is the Levy song. And Cisco Houston's on here. Woody Guthrie, obviously. Pete Seeger. But these were records for kids to teach them American folk songs. And I have volume 2, School Days. And they're pretty cool on the Folkways label. And they have enough songs so it's like an LP, but the songs are obviously short. And this has like Skip to My Lou, Going to Boston, The Crawdad Hole. And it came with lyric sheets so the teacher or the kids or whatever could sing along. There's Rock On Line. I got cows, I got sheep, I got goats, I got hogs, I got horses, I got all livestock. So those are actually genuine from the era records. Okay, so first one we do is an obvious hit in America, and it's Ram Jam did Black Betty in 1977. It's a big classic rock tune. And Ram Jam were actually a New York band, even though it sounds like a Southern rock band song. But Ram Jam, interesting band. I think it was one guy, I don't remember his name. I don't know his name, but guitar player, singer, and he had this hit. And then Cassettes and Cats managed the band or took over the band and brought in members to fill out the band to put out the second record. And I think by the time the second record came out, the main guy and only guy of the band was out, and it was different members, and it's almost a manufactured fake band. That's a real interesting story. Wonderful second record. But anyway, Ram Jam. Next one is going to be Eddie Cochran doing the Bull Weevil song. Fantastic. And that's the B-side of something else from like 1959 or 58. I should know that. Liberty Records. Next is Lonnie Donegan doing, well, what do you know? I think it's two. John Henry. I was showing Rock Island Line, but John Henry's also a Leadbelly song too, I believe. And they both say written by Lonnie Donegan. This is on the London label. Skiffle, the king of Skiffle, or whatever, the father. He's not the father, but he's the most famous Skiffle guy, at least us Americans know. I got this Johnny Cash EP, Son. I showed this not that long ago, maybe a year or two, but he's got doing Rock Island Line, and I got that on like a train out. Actually, as I pulled it out because I was looking. I also have this Songs of Trains on Sun Records. This is probably from the 70s, but it's got Rock Island Line on there. Record the old 97 on that kind of jazz. But that's if I show the back, original Sun EP. Next one, classic blues record, Son House, Death Letter. Now, the thing about this is, Son House was recording in the 30s, the same time Leadbelly was, and they both had Death Letter Blues, or Death Letter, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if Son House recorded Death Letter in the 30s. He only cut a few 78s, but he came back in the 60s when he was rediscovered and cut this seminal record. This is fantastic. Death Letter, and Son House is a mandatory blues record, a blues artist, and this is really a wonderful record. So I don't know if Death Letter is a cover of the Leadbelly song. If you listen to them, they have different lyrics, even though they're the same premise and obviously had to come from the same roots. So it must have been a song and they both covered it. So it's hard to say if this is a Leadbelly song. And maybe they're unrelated, even though the premise is you get the ladder and then you got to go tell people, go to the funeral, you know. But so that may not be number 5 because it's hard to say, but that I wanted to show this record, one of my favorite blues records that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's Robert Cage, and it's Can See What You're Doing. And I don't even know if I knew what the name of this record was, but it's from 1998, and it's Fat Possum Records. And I saw him when they had those, like, Fat Possum were doing those package tours with like R.L. Burnside and Hazel Atkins and that kind of stuff. But wonderful record. He's got his own style. It's not quite Delta blues, but it's basically hem and guitar, and very, very heartfelt. But he does Goodnight Irene, and it's my favorite version of Goodnight Irene, without a doubt. I mean, there's a lot of schmaltzy versions of Goodnight Irene from the early 50s, late 40s, but wonderful version of Goodnight Irene. And this record, worth grabbing this on LP or CD or just sampling it on YouTube. Robert Cage, 1998, Fat Possum. But I'm looking at this record, and he does Easy Rider on here, which is also a Leadbelly tune, and I see Bundle Up and Go, which is also known as Bottle Up and Go, which is also a Leadbelly tune, or Leadbelly did it. I don't know the originals. And anyway, but Get Out of Here, Eliza Jane, fantastic songs if you want to sample. I love this record. So also subscribe. And another thing I was going to say is, if I look at all these records, you kind of laugh, like, oh, Ram Jam, you know, doesn't really fit in. But Ram Jam, I got to say, were the only band, only artist in this whole stack of records that actually credits Leadbelly, H. Ledbetter, Huddy Ledbetter. Everyone else under it, I'm sure it had to do with record company or something. It says it's credited to Cash or Cochran or whoever. So it's kind of funny. The only band that gave them credit in this stack was Ram Jam. So there's that. Check out Chris, Vinyl Guy Blues. Subscribe to his channel. We're under 10 minutes. And, oh yeah, what I'm going to try to do, which I just neglected to, I think I'm going to do a heavy metal video because I got a lot of good stuff to show next. And then I'll alternate to like heavy metal, rock and roll, heavy metal, because there's a lot of subs that just care about heavy metal. And then I show like Leadbelly, who cares, or people who are into 50s rock and roll or punk or whatever, and they don't want to hear about some 80s metal. So I'm going to try to alternate it and see how that works. I don't want to like bore half the people all the time. See you later. Cheers.